Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the King Island Ordinary Council meeting for the month of April 2026. For the record, today's date is Tuesday, the 21st of April 2026. I call the meeting to order and declare the meeting open at 4:01 p.m. Usual housekeeping, if you can please ensure your mobile phones are turned off or put on silent so that we are not interrupted. Thank you. Item 1, as always, is qualified advice. Pursuant to Section 65 of the Local Government Act of the State of Tasmania, 1993, I hereby certify that qualified advice has been received to prepare today's agenda. Over to page 7. The required opening statement. As chair of this council meeting, I notify all that an audio-visual recording is being made of the meeting. All persons attending the meeting are to be respectful of and considerate towards other persons attending the meeting, and language and conduct at the meeting that could be perceived as offensive, defamatory or threatening to a person attending the meeting or listening to the recording is not acceptable. Over to item 2, on page 8, item 2, an attendance and apologies will mark the roll book, so to speak. I welcome all councillors and staff in attendance this afternoon. We'll just confirm our quorum numbers. Councillor apology, we'll put down Councillor Bowden as an unexpected apology. And we have leave of absences for Councillor Green and Councillor Allen. So taking into consideration those and councillors currently present, we are 6 of 9 councillors, so we certainly have the required minimum quorum of 5 councillors. So we are good to crack on and transact council business. Staff attendance, King Island Council staff are here as required. We've done our comms checks with Malcolm, that is good to go. Staff apologies, we do actually have a few tonight, probably on account of school holidays, but Nanda, Taylor and Chris Newton are away, and apologies for tonight. So we'll crack on. Media attendance, as just noted, the meeting is being recorded and the media is present. Public attendance, on behalf of King Island Council, I welcome all interested constituents that are in our gallery today, and also those who will listen to the recording afterwards. For the opening statement, would everyone please stand? Councillors, to begin this meeting, I ask you to stand in silence to pray or reflect on our responsibilities to the people of King Island. We begin today by acknowledging the traditional custodians of the land on which we meet today, and we pay our respects to their elders, past and present. We extend that respect to Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples here today. Thank you. Please resume your seats. Yes. Very next thing I'm going to do. Right, as we like to, early on in council meetings, a shout out to new council staff that have joined the King Island Council family. Firstly, it's my pleasure to welcome Narelle Blackie to the King Island Council team. Narelle is our new Economic Development Officer, a very and critical position for the council. We're very, very glad to have that position filled. So Narelle, welcome to the King Island Council team, or King Island Council family, as we like to consider ourselves. I'd also like to welcome Georgia Scott to the King Island Council family. She is our new Youth and Culture Engagement Officer, who has joined us on a part-time basis. So Georgia's familiar to all of us, and it's great to have Georgia as well as part of our council team. The Community Resilience Coordination job is being finalised at the moment, soon to be filled, and I look forward to announcing that new employee at next month's council meeting. So welcome to those new members of the King Island Council team, King Island Council family. Item 3 is presentations. There are nil for this afternoon. Item 4 is contributions to the community. On behalf of King Island Council, today we'd like to welcome and pay tribute to, again, someone else who is very familiar to us, Kim George. Kim, welcome to the King Island Council meeting this month. Great to have you with us, and fortuitous that you're with us this month as well. Normally you'd be on the other side of the world this time of the year. Although the circumstances that bring you back are indeed unfortunate, it's good to have you with us tonight so we can pay a tribute to you. And it was great 2 months back to get your debrief on the Focky, so this is kind of a natural follow-up to that. So as Mayor and on behalf of the Council tonight, I will now read the citation that was put up by Councillor Allen. I thank Councillor Allen for putting up this citation. I'll read the citation as follows. Mr Kim George is the driving force behind the Festival of King Island, having led its organisation and development since inception. Remarkably, Kim has coordinated and grown the festival whilst based in Brussels. And Brussels, no, it's not near Ulverstone or any of that. That's Brussels in Belgium, the other side of the world. Demonstrating exceptional commitment, vision and connection to the King Island community despite the challenges of distance and time zones and of course the cost to travel to and forward from one side of the world to the other these days. The origins of the Whokī Festival are deeply meaningful. In 2012, following the sudden closure of the island's abattoir and the loss of a significant number of local jobs, King Island experienced a period of uncertainty, population decline and low community morale. In response to this difficult time, the idea of bringing people together through music emerged simply as a way to cheer up the island. What began as a small, heartfelt gathering of musos and locals became a powerful moment of connection and positivity for the community, and ultimately the foundation of what is now the huge and popular Festival of King Island, or Whokī as we all know it. Kim has personally invested countless hours into the planning and delivery of the festival, often travelling across the world, as we mentioned, to ensure its success. His dedication goes well beyond that of a typical organiser, reflecting a deep personal commitment to the island and its people. A standout aspect of Kim's contribution is his ability to attract highly talented musicians and ensembles to King Island, many of whom generously donate their time to perform. This has significantly elevated the quality and reputation of the festival, providing local audiences with access to performances of an exceptional standard that would otherwise be difficult to experience in a remote country location. Through his leadership, the Festival of King Island has become a significant event on the island's calendar, celebrating local culture, creativity, food, music and community spirit. The festival not only brings residents together, but also attracts visitors to the island, contributing to local businesses, tourism and the broader economy. Kim's ability to engage volunteers, collaborate with local organisations and maintain momentum year after year is a testament to his dedication and organisational skill. His efforts have helped showcase King Island to a wider audience and strengthened community pride and identity. The impact of Kim's contribution extends well beyond the event itself. By creating and sustaining the festival, he has fostered social connection, supporting local talent and providing an enduring platform that benefits the island both culturally and economically. Kim George's extraordinary commitment, generosity and leadership make him a highly deserving recipient of recognition for his outstanding contribution to the King Island community. And as Mayor and on behalf of the King Island Council tonight, we are delighted to put that on the public record, Kim, and great to have you with us tonight. So come up please, Kim. I'd like to present you with this certificate and one of our challenge coins. And then it'll be over to you, sir, to say a few words in response. I'm going to shake your hand with this. One side. Thank you very much. There you go.
Thank you, Matt.
Just come a little bit that way because otherwise our accountant was more important than you guys.
Thank you. Thanks, Kim. Congratulations. And please come up and take a seat up here so you might, and you can give your response. But first, let's give Kim a round of applause. Over to you, sir, whenever you're ready.
So thank you very much. I guess it's really nice for the appreciation, and I'm sure like all organisers of events and activities and volunteers here, it's nothing without everyone who contributes to that. It's a little bit embarrassing to be the point man sometimes and receive the accolades when there's so many people contributing. And just about that, we have I think we've counted 208 volunteers and contributors who contributed to Whokī 2026, which is about the same as most years. We're always between 200 and 230 volunteers, so it's a huge effort. We've counted over 4,000 man hours, which is about 500 man days of volunteer effort, and lots of contributions in kind, including from the council, but many other local individuals, businesses, organisations, etc. I think another key thing is just in this environment is the way that different organisations work together. So we find ourselves working a lot with King Island Radio and TV, but also with the Imperial 20, the Show Society, the Council, of course, etc. So it's really nice how those organisations work together, and together we're all stronger. There's a core of people that I must mention, and that's the committee, and Wade's going to hate me for this, but Wade puts in an equal effort to what I do, so I know he hates it, but he does do a huge effort as well, so this award's for you too, Wade. Yeah, we're very proud about the festival. It does take a lot of effort. We do see it as a real positive for the island. The musicians who come absolutely love it, and it's not some they all pay for free, so it's not just some, it's all of them. But each time when they leave, we had comments this time saying, I'll pay to come back. So it's a bit like a Club Med for them, and it's a great experience, and they go away and they tell people what a great time they had, how much they love the island, the people, the way they're received, and that makes it easier and easier each year to recruit other artists as well, which is really great. It does take a lot of effort and energy, and we're already preparing for 2027. So I hope we're able to count on council support for 2027, as it has supported us over the years. That's great. And we're looking forward to generating another successful event. We do our best to make sure that it's contributing to the economy. We're conscious about some of the choices that we make to try and have the spend, that we have a considerable spend. It's to make sure that that's as much as possible going into the local community rather than off the island. So I think that's about all I'd like to say, but just thank you very much from myself, but also Wade, the committee. There's a number of people on the committee, and as I said, the 200 odd volunteers who help every year to make the event the success it is, and we hope we can continue to grow. So thank you very much.
Thanks, Kim. As I said, as we said a few months back when you gave us the debrief, you rested the event last year, and we were naturally all concerned about the future of the event. And you brought it back this year, born again, bigger than ever, better than ever, and you garnered a whole lot of grants funding as well, which was good work and very, very prudent time and effort to get those additional grants this year to help to get the event and bring it back born again. So well done. It's back bigger than ever, and hopefully we can continue that momentum into 2027. You'll definitely have council support, so thank you. All right, on with the council meeting. Item 5 is public question time. In accordance with what is an acceptable question below, if a constituent in our gallery wishes to ask a question or questions without notice, I'll allow a minimum of 15 minutes public question time. Does anyone in our gallery have a question without notice? Okay. All right. Move on to item 6, declaration of interests. Are there any declaration of interests for the ordinary agenda this afternoon? No? Okay. Item 7, questions without notice by a councillor. Does any councillor have a question or questions without notice? Councillor Laidler.
Yes, I just wanted, it was more a query in regards to the telecommunications legislation inquiry, the one based on, focused on universal outdoor mobile obligations, the subject being reliability of emergency communications in remote island communities, case study. Did we receive any notification in regards to that inquiry, or put anything forward for that inquiry?
Thanks, Councillor Laidler, for that question. Nothing directly via me. Are you aware of anything specific?
It's called the...
I know we've recently answered and dealt with some ongoing concerns about outages and other things.
I think that was my concern, that we probably hadn't even heard about the inquiry. So no. I heard about the inquiry very late, a few days before the submissions were due. I did put a submission in on behalf of myself as a councillor, and I did say it wasn't on behalf of council in response to that. But the submissions have closed. Okay. But the inquiry is I think the report's due on the 30th of May. Yeah. So it was probably disappointing that it wasn't highlighted for us.
I can't see that we've had
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, thanks for that initiative, Councillor Laidler. We appreciate some of King Island's familiar concerns being submitted. Certainly, if those hearings came anywhere near us and we were properly aware of it and properly invited, we would have piled in for sure. It's a little bit disappointing, but we were fixated and focused on the Regional Aviation Committee, which we actually got here physically, and that was our main effort last month. But we'll definitely keep our eye out for opportunity. And recently, Telstra have come forward and re-established comms. No pun intended, but they've recently come back to me and and given me an update on improved mobile phone performance on the island, and they've sent a few technicians over recently. They've changed staff here as well, so there's been a few recent changes here on the ground via Telstra, but they've certainly given me and given us a good undertaking that they continue to try and improve and fine-tune the coverage on the island, the fidelity, the data speeds and everything. And they put a big investment into the Gentle Annie Tower to try and improve comms going back to Tassie as well, which hopefully has improved our overall communication situation here on the island.
Yeah, so it would be, I think it's really important that we probably keep this on our agenda and keep following up as a council. And I will share the information to the councillors and Brian and Jess. I'm thinking that maybe it's a bit late, but we still never give up hope. The report's not due till the 30th of May. I'm hoping what I've put forward is in context. And you're quite right. We had 2 other inquiries which were probably a higher priority for King Island. Unfortunately, I wasn't available on the day that the aviation inquiry came, but from the Transport and Freight Group's perspective, Rowan and Vernon supported you during that hearing, which I hear was quite beneficial. So, just disappointed I couldn't be here at that time.
Yeah, no, it was great to be backed up by Vernon and Rowan, representing the Transport and Freight Council Committee, of course, and others. And it was great that they promise made, promise kept. The committee came here like they promised they would. So we'll take that. It's definitely a win for our cause and for King Island. And it was nice that it allowed other people to testify that wouldn't have had the chance, that wouldn't have been able to travel to Wynyard. So it broadened the horizon a bit. But unfortunately, a few others weren't available. But that's just the way it goes. Again, from my discussions, from giving evidence myself and my informal discussions with particularly Senator Colbeck, who knows us quite well afterwards, we've definitely made an impression on the committee, and we seem to be shaping a lot of where they're going to go with their recommendations and how they're going to attack other regional jurisdictions, having learnt all the lessons from us.
Yep, so I think that's a really positive outcome. And today I've emailed the councillors, or did I've emailed the Transport and Freight stakeholders a copy of the Transport and Freight strategic priorities and action plan. I probably haven't done the councillors. I apologise. I will do that when I get home this afternoon.
Thanks, Councillor Layla, and thanks for all you've done. And again, we acknowledge you've been off the island for a few weeks, and good to have you back with us back on here on the ground again. Any other questions without notice from councillors about any matter of council business at all? All right, we'll move on to item 8, notices of motion. There are nil notices of motion this month. We'll therefore go over to item 9, which is confirmation of the previous council meeting minutes. Our last ordinary council meeting was held on the 17th of March. Those minutes have been distributed, obviously, and the recording of that meeting and put up for public display or public availability. If councillors are satisfied, would somebody like to move receipt of those minutes? The Deputy Mayor has moved and Councillor Ira Cook has seconded. All those in favour to receive the minutes? Carried unanimously with 6 of 9 of us. All right, thank you. Across to item 10.1, the Mayor's Diary for last month, March 2026. I am, of course, the council officer responsible for my diary. I'll just plug a couple of things before we go to a mover and a seconder. Firstly, on the 10th of March, you'll see there that we met with the Cape Wickham management and Min Group owners. It was very nice and was the first time I've met Q-Arn. She's the chief rep of the Vin Group in Australia. It was very nice to finally meet her. She came and sat down and had a great chat with us, with Daisy Clutch, the manager of the Cape Wickham golf course. And the focus of our discussions was about repair of their 18th hole. Their signature 18th hole, which goes around the beach, that last hole around Victoria Cove at Wickham there, their signature hole that ends around. That had some erosion, and some of the seawall had been washed away by heavy seas in recent years, and they are looking to re-establish a more robust seawall and to realign that hole slightly so that it's better protected against the weather and king tides and strong seas, etc. So it's nice to have that discussion with the Cape Wickham staff. The other couple of things I wish to highlight. I was off the island on leave for a 10-day period, and whilst we were in Brisbane, I was able to get in and see the Lord Mayor of Brisbane, Adrian Schrinner. It was fantastic that Australia's biggest council, by far, the Lord Mayor found time in his schedule to see little old King Island, so it was a great compliment and a great opportunity, and we actually had a fantastic chat. And Brisbane City Council, Australia's biggest council by far, they actually have 27 elected councillors, so many that they have a Speaker of the House. The Lord Mayor doesn't chair their council meetings. They have a rolling council meeting every week, and of course the Brisbane City Hall is legendary. So to be received by Australia's biggest council and to have a great, fantastic discussion with Lord Mayor Schrinner was a great plug for King Island. They're impressed with King Island. They know we punch above our weight. They respect and admire our brand and all we do for our size. And so it was a great opportunity. I was gifted a set of gold cufflinks, which was unexpected, a very pleasant surprise. It's probably the nicest gift I've received in my time as mayor. It's gone on the gift register, of course, but I haven't accepted it personally. I put it on permanent display in our trophy cabinet over there, just to remind this council and all future councils that we do punch above our weight, and Australia's biggest council rates us highly. Secondly, I was also able to catch up in Brisbane with former Lord Mayor of Brisbane and former Queensland Premier Campbell Newman. He's been a great mentor of myself, and he's ex-army as well. These days he runs an investment company and they're expanding operations in Tasmania, so our discussions with him were not only social and mentoring, but also good from a business development standpoint as well. So that was a fantastic opportunity, and again, King Island opening doors for myself and opening doors for all of us. So that was a great opportunity. We'll get a mover or a seconder now, and we'll deal with the item. Who'd like to move? Councillor Healy, move receipt of my diary. Councillor Layla has seconded. So, Councillor Healy, your discretion to kick off with any questions.
Marcus, you can see I've got cufflinks written because I think you should be so proud of yourself. Apart from them just simply having you to visit, they actually acknowledged the visit with a really special gift, and I've actually got it in my agenda that was worthy of mention because I'm, very proud that you are taking it to the next level. And Wickham was the other thing that I actually highlighted. You did mention the 18th hole. Any talk about the new course timeframes?
Not at this stage. That's a separate parcel of land owned by another landowner. So we'll leave that one for now. But it was just again our relationship with Kate Wickham goes back a long way. Daisy lives amongst us, so we consider her a local. And it was nice to meet Q-Arn, the head of Vingroup in Australia, and just to keep our relationship alive and well. Their main focus at the moment is fixing up that 18th hole after that seafront coastal erosion, or however you describe it. And obviously there's other things they want to do with larger development down the track with their clubhouse and their accommodation, other things. But first things first, it was just the 18th hole. So
no, that's great. That's all.
Councillor Layla.
Yes, with the repair of the 18th hole, and that's not the only place on King Island that has erosion issues. Was there any lessons learnt or anything that we can maybe...
I think that the main issue, as they described it, was that the cove, because of its profile, and they've got all the evidence, the evidence to back it up now, that they just needed to realign the hole slightly, and they needed to put in a rock wall in certain areas, so that it was more robust and could withstand surges and could withstand coastal erosion and bad weather and all those sorts of things. So as a result of that, they're actually having to shift a lot of rock up there. They're getting that rock like we do, our gravel supplies. They're getting that from the Grassy Tungsten Mine, and they just wanted to liaise with us out of courtesy that they'll be running quite a large quantity of rock north on our roads up to Cape Wickham during those works, and that they will be as good as citizens as they can be and go easy on our roads and liaise with us if there's any issues, but just let us know in advance. So it's nice that they warned us out in advance. And that a DA would soon be coming through for that, so we'll keep an eye out for that, obviously, and assist them where we can.
And also, I'm sorry that you weren't invited to the International Women's Day event, but it was a great day, and I was really pleased to see lots of staff there. So, and we had some really great speakers, including Daisy from Kate Wickham,
Yes,
and
that's
Steph,
right.
and the introduction to AI. So it was really worth,
Yeah. Thanks, Councillor Layla. And yes, good to see the hub being used for what we want the hub to be used for, these big events, these big signature events, and celebrations and functions and whatever. So there's something else I want to announce tonight, and this, again, completely unexpectedly. As elected mayor, as an elected councillor, unexpected things come along out of the blue, and this certainly came out of the blue a few weeks back. Tonight, I'm very pleased to announce that next week I'll be attending the Australian Music Awards, the Centenary APRA Awards at the Hordern Pavilion in Sydney, paid for and as a guest of the Australian music industry. The reason for this unexpected honour is quite remarkable. King Island Council is the oldest Australian music licence holder for public use, first obtaining our licence in 1926, and it is still current to this day. So we totally underpin the centenary celebrations that they'll be having next week in Sydney. We will receive a Music Industry Special Recognition Award, and with whatever acceptance speech time I get, I'll do my best to plug King Island and to plug the Focky in that incredible environment to the best of my ability. And hopefully I'll be on the same table with music legends of my vintage, Jenny Morris, INXS, and Paul Kelly, who I know are all going to be there. So, and it was Jenny Morris who invited me along personally, so on behalf of King Island Council. So that's pretty cool. It's the first paid trip I've had as mayor, paid for by someone else, and under these circumstances, I'll be bringing back a nice big trophy for our cabinet. So I think that's great, and I look forward to doing my best promoting King Island and the Focky and other things that are aligned with that. So it's a free kick in front of goal, as we often joke, and you've got to take free kicks in front of goal when they're offered. Any other questions or discussion related to my diary? Councillor Ira?
Yeah, just two questions. With the Cape Wickham and carting all this rock, did they happen to mention which way they're going to cart it? Are they taking it through Old Grassy Road, or are they going to take it?
You remember that one, Gian?
Yeah, so I did raise that with, so John Gary's project manager for that work, and did highlight the need to stick to the State Growth Road, certainly not cutting through Old Grassy Road. So, yep, so he's definitely, I definitely put our point across. Nothing's confirmed yet though, but we'll follow that one up.
DA's coming in.
Yeah, we'll make a requirement, yeah.
And the other thing, with the Grants Commission people on the 30th of March, how did you go? Did you get any promises or anything?
Yeah, thanks, Councillor Ira. So we have an annual audience with the Grants Commission. They know us quite well. We know them quite well. We have a good working relationship with them. The last couple of years we've teamed in, and they hadn't been here physically since 2023. So it's good to have them back here in this room on the ground for the day, because they could not only catch up with us face to face, and we could talk about a whole lot of things on and off the record, but then they could get out and see King Island, and they could get out and see some of the things we were talking about, and we highlighted to underpin possibly getting an increase in our federal assistance grants. All 530 odd councils in Australia receive a proportional carve-up of the over $3 billion federal assistance grants. So it's money that goes to every Australian council and every Tasmanian council. It's unconditional funding, so it plugs straight into our bottom line, and it's in that respect it's manna from heaven. We typically get about 2.5 million combined federal assistance grants. Obviously, we always want to try and angle for increased funding if we can justify it with the cost adjusters and the circumstances we've been through and current big issues affecting King Island. So we had a crack at that, and Malcolm was all over the detail and the cost adjusters, and was able to give them a good pitch and highlight a few things. So if we get an increased allocation feeding into next financial year of the federal assistance grants, then it'll be time well spent. But otherwise, it's a good opportunity for us. We gave it our best pitch, our best sales pitch, and fingers crossed they'll come back and give us an increased allocation this year. But either way, it was nice to have them here in person. Nice that they had the time to walk the ground as well as spend the better part of a day with us and understand how we work. And GM, is there anything else you want to add to that?
No, I think you covered it off nicely.
And Malcolm, have I missed anything?
No, I think very comprehensive. Thanks, Mr. Mayor.
All right. You happy with that, Councillor Ira? All right, any more? Any more questions or discussions related to my diary for last month? We'll just confirm that it's been moved by Councillor Healy and seconded by Councillor Layla. So we'll now go to a vote. All those in favour? Carried unanimously. Over the page to item 11.1. This is the Community and Culture Report for March. Mindful that Taylor is the responsible council officer, but she's an apology for tonight. So I guess we'll take the report as read unless you or the Deputy GM want to specifically mention anything from the get-go.
Only things I would like to highlight is the incredible work that Taylor's been doing, especially in the youth space of late. So she's been kicking goals in the gallery and cultural spaces for a while now. She's got the gallery thriving, and her recent youth initiatives have been really well taken by the youth. Not in this agenda because it was only on last weekend, but she had Generation Youth Booth on Friday night at the Hub, which was really well received. I think she had about 30 or 40 kids there, and they had an absolute blast. And with full support of the local police as well, knowing that that was happening and being really excited by that idea. So I guess personally, from me to her, want to tell her that she's doing a fabulous job, and I'm really loving seeing all the work she's doing in the youth space in particular.
Thank you, DGM. We'll move and second the item and then we'll deal with it. Councillor Healy, would you like to move the item?
Yes.
Move the item, yep. Thank you. Deputy Mayor will second. So Councillor Healy, Deputy Mayor. Councillor Healy, you.
I'd just like to reiterate what Jess just said. Again, my agenda has so much youth activity going on. Apart from being assisting the youth, it's also attracting the attention of adults. Youth have parents. They are coming to the gallery. It's an all-encompassing cultural thing that's happening, and thanks to Taylor, I think it's really brilliant. Also, just quickly with the gallery, I notice sales are sustained. They're going really well. There a sustained number of sales. Just the setup at the gallery, there is a beautiful little gift shop section there, which isn't only good for people visiting, it's also good for the actual artists. So remember, there's a little gift shop there with local arts and crafts. That's it.
And also, I think I just want to, Taylor would mention if she was here, that the next exhibition held, they are currently taking submissions for that. So I think, if I'm right, they're up to the 1st of May, but contact the gallery if you're interested in making a submission into that exhibition.
Thanks, Councillor Healy and DGM. You're right. There's lots of exciting stuff happening in this space. It's great to see. I know we staunchly support it as councillors and a council team. We're increasing the staffing in this space. We've increased resources and we've received some grants as well to do that. So that's great. The next Artists in Residence, I guess, is not far away. It must be due soon. And I know that Taylor will bring the new Artists in Residence in to introduce them to us when they first arrive, which is great. And there's another exhibition opening next month. I forget the name and the opening, the name of it and the date of it. But I just want to make the point as Mayor that great work is happening in the space, but we can't totally rely upon social media to promote these events. As Mayor, personally, I don't do social media. So I know social media is important, and the council does social media and others do social media. I don't do social media. So we can't rely upon social media to promote these events externally, fully and internally. So yes, by all means, let's use social media to get the word out and to promote these things, but internal to council, don't assume we all read social media. We still need to make sure that we keep each other informed internal to the organisation by good old-fashioned means, steam-powered means. Send us a flyer, send us an email, send us whatever, just to let us know these events are happening and the dates are happening. Don't assume that we're always checking social media for these things. And you know, crossing that over onto our busy diaries. So that's just the point I want to make in this space. Any other discussion or questions related to this? GM or DGM, anything to add? Just to confirm that, okay. Councillor Healy moved it. Deputy Mayor seconded it. There's no more for no more. We'll go and vote to receive the report. All those in favour? Carried unanimously. Over the page to item 12.1, the financial report for the month of March. The responsible officer is CFO Malcolm. Great to have you with us, Malcolm, on screen. At your discretion, Malcolm, if you'd like to specifically mention anything to start us off, or take the report as read.
Thanks, Mr. Mayor. Just a couple of very quick high-level points to note. Capital grant revenue for the month, 1.4 million, which is always a good news story when we can spend other people's money, department's money, on our capital works program. So there's 900,000 Department of Infrastructure for the for roadworks. that'll be kicking off now that we have that in the bank. And 500,000, that's more than invoicing, so we don't think we've got the cash for that yet, but that's part of our waste program. So that's money for that. So it's come on the book, so it's 1.4. Probably key things. Rest of the high-level finance report is it's probably uneventful. Well, it's a good news story in the fact that we're on track to budget from a cost point of view. A few little minor plus and minuses, but overall on budget. Quickly point out the big four. Airport on track. The landing fees marginally above budget, so that's sort of tracking about where we expect to be in terms of the deficit or the subsidy. Quarry operations, there was production, 56,000 production raised, so that's that was a plus on the quarry. Private works tracking probably ahead of budget mainly, but that's mainly because our costs are down. If our income are down, our costs are down by more than that. So it's certainly tracking overall year to date above budget. Waste is about where we expect it to be for maybe be a little bit over budget, but generally not that far off budget. So they're the key highlights. Not a lot of capital works, but excuse me, for the month of March, but that'll expect to increase now that we've got that grant funding, particularly around the roadworks area. Thanks, Mr. Mayor.
Right, thank you, Malcolm. We'll move and second the item and then we'll go through it in some more detail. Council would like to move. Councillor Ira has moved, thank you. A seconder. Councillor Rowan has seconded. So, Councillor Ira, your discretion to opening the first salvo.
No, I've been through it all and I can't find any holes in it this week, so, that's why I moved it.
Oh, you have a great attention to detail, Councillor Ira. That's probably a vote of confidence. We're having a few little wins here and there, and those wins are through the hard work and the hard graft of staff who are saving costs and carefully managing every expense and every overhead associated. And a little bit of good luck going our way, and we'll take that. But then we've got fuel prices and other things which are working against us at the moment. So again, we'll have to see how all that pans out. Obviously, this is a report from March, last month. As it sits today, we are 2 and a bit months to go in this financial year. So this financial year is rapidly coming to an end. Obviously, in a couple of months' time, we'll pass our next financial year's budget. So everything that's currently being learnt on the fly is compelling evidence to flow into final preparations for next financial year's budget. DGM, did you have something to raise?
Oh no, sorry, I just was making a tongue-in-cheek comment about very carefully wielding the big stick on the staff, making sure they're up on budget.
Any other questions from councillors or discussion points? Any questions relating to the financial tables on pages 26 to 33?
Yes, Mr. Mayor, through you
Deputy
to ask Malcolm. There's 46,000 spent on Millwood Road. Where was that spent?
You've got
I'll take it on notice.
Is it a line item in the financial tables, or is it a
page 31?
Item?
Page 31.
Page 31. Did you hear that, Malcolm? The line item for Millwood Road on page 31.
Yeah. Yes. The Millwood Road, that's 46. Yes. So see, that's in the budget. That's to be spent, but I'll need to take it on notice specifically where on that road that's been allocated to. It's in the budget amount rather than actual. So I'll need to take that on notice. Thanks through you, Mr. Mayor.
Okay. All right. Any other questions, discussions related to the finance report? Just confirming that Councillor Ira Cook moved, Councillor Rowan Cook seconded. If councillors are satisfied, we'll go to a vote to receive the report. All those in favour? Carried unanimously. We're over to page 34. Yep, that's it. Item 13, 13.1, the airport services report for March. Mindful that Chris Newton is away on leave. Jayden is standing in out of the airport as the acting airport manager at the moment, who we know and all familiar with, and Jayden wrote this report, so pass on our regards to Jayden. If you have nothing, or the DGM has nothing to head off with, we'll move and second the report, take it as read. Can I have a mover for the report? Deputy Mayor has moved. Councillor Layla has seconded. Thank you. Deputy Mayor, anything you want to?
I just congratulate Jayden on a good report. It's certainly filled us in what's going on.
Thanks, Deputy Mayor. Look, there's a bit of good news in there, and lots of. I guess a lot of this is considered business as usual stuff, but the compliance for running a major airport like ours is huge, and as it's all laid out in front of us here, that's great evidence to see all the little things that the team has to do to make sure we meet the compliance and we keep our complex safe to run 7 days a week. It's good to see there. We're working with the Royal Australian Air Force to try and get them to visit more, which is great. And the helicopter safari we had last month, with all those helicopters coming in, boosted our movement numbers last month to give us the highest aircraft movements of any month for many years. So yeah, the helicopters helped us with the numbers. Went through the turnstiles pretty quickly and easily, but we'll take that. So it's good to see that we've had. For the month of March, we've had the most aircraft movements we've had in a year here on King Island for 3 years or so. So hopefully that bodes well for things. 23,000 litres of Jet A1 aviation fuel have just been delivered as well to our airport there for the obviously IOR, the refuelling facility there at the airport via hose and top of the wing hand fill. So that's good insurance for us to have. We're glad we got that delivery with what's happening obviously with fuel. And it's probably the next delivery after that we're concerned about, but this will tide us over for a while. So we received that 23,000 litres just at the right time. Any other questions or discussions from councillors relating to the airport report? If we do get the RAF to visit here more often, it's win-win, because they get great training value out of the weather here, and flying over water and approaches and uncontrolled airspace. They can have more airplay, so to speak. We've got an old school navigational beacon here, a non-directional beacon, an NDB. Not too many Australian airports have them anymore, so the RAF can use that for, systems down training and get good training value out of it, and all that sort of stuff. And of course, we like having the Air Force coming down because of our history with the Air Force and our history with all things associated with that. And if they do land, of course, they'll pay our landing fees and hopefully go and buy some cheese and spend a little bit of money here in the economy, which is everybody wins from. So that's good to see. We want to encourage more RAF aircraft to visit us from Canberra, from RAF Fairbid, and also from RAF East Sale. Obviously, there's a lot more training aircraft based in RAF East Sale, and we've been doing some work to try and get them down more, which is good, and we'll keep at it. So that's a work in progress that hopefully we'll get the benefit of down the track. Any other questions or discussions related to this report? Councillor Layla?
Just, it's always surprising when you fly in and you see so many planes in the airport and you wonder what's happening on King Island this weekend. There seems to be quite regularly something happening. So that contribution to the economy, it just has a big flow-on effect through our airport and costs and stuff. So
yeah, again, as we know, a couple of days a week, King Island Airport is the second busiest airport in Tasmania, and there was a lot more days of the week up until COVID hit, and the full tempo was here before that. It's never quite come back, but a couple of days of the week we're second busiest airport in Tasmania, and you can certainly see it on a few, particularly Sunday afternoons, and others are crazy busy, and the pad is full, so keeps the team busy. And it'll be interesting to see how our passenger numbers go this year. Perhaps they'll be higher than we were thinking they were going to decline this year, but and that may still happen on account of sharp services and other things, but they perhaps may be better than we thought they would be, just coming out of last summer and peak season. So certainly Sharp have shared their passenger numbers with us recently, and they had a much better summer than they thought they were going to have. And even passenger numbers coming out of Essendon were much greater than they thought they were going to be, which means it keeps the possibility alive that the Essendon King Island route with Sharp Airlines there's still a possibility of it being resurrected possibly into next peak summer period, next peak summer season. It's that looks good. And again, we want our airport to break even, or heaven forbid, in the black slightly, so we can reinvest those small profits back into the airport complex itself and develop the complex more. But at the moment, we're still running at a loss for our airport, as important as it is to us. It's a 7-day-a-week asset. It's our most important council asset, and it works its backside off every day of the week for our whole community, our whole economy, and everyone. but we still run at a loss for it at the moment, and so all the more reason why we are, at every opportunity available to us, for the state government, the federal government, anyone who'll listen, pitching our community service obligation business plan to try and have our airport deficit funded or covered by someone, like Norfolk Island would receive, like Lord Howe Island would receive on account of their isolation, and aviation's their Highway 1. And I feel we're on the cusp of a breakthrough this year. The Senate committee hopefully will help our cause, and we'll keep at it. Anything you'd like to add? All right. Moved and seconded. All those in favour to receive the report, carried unanimously. Over to item 14.1, council workshops. We just had the one routine workshop held last week on pending council business, the 14th of April. GM, anything to add?
No, just take it as read.
Take it as read. We'll pump this one straight through then. Can I have a mover and a seconder for it? Councillor Rowan has moved. Councillor Ira has seconded. There's no issues. We'll vote for this one straight away. All those in favour? Carried unanimously. Over the page to item 14.2. We're now on page 38. If anyone in the gallery or listening on the recording wants to find where we're up to. 14.2 is the information report for March 2026. The GM is the responsible council officer. We'll get the item moved and seconded, and then we'll deal with it section by section. Can I have someone, a councillor, to move this report, please? Councillor Laidler, thank you, has moved. Councillor Ira has seconded. Are you still willing? All right, thank you. So, Councillor Laidler, you can. We'll go through this section by section as required, possibly starting with the DAs on page 38, but at your call to start off with any question or any issue you'd like to.
Other than very interested to see the robotic dairies, and hopefully looking forward to maybe checking them out sometime.
As we mentioned last month, or the last couple of months, there is lots of development happening in spite of the economic headwinds and increased costs of living and other things that we're concerned about. So we feel our new planning scheme is working for us and delivering more flexibility and delivering more development flexibility and opportunities for landowners, especially those that used to be in the rural and agricultural zoned areas. So it appears to be the case. It bodes well so far for that, and there's a heck of a lot being approved under delegation that isn't even coming to us at the moment as a planning authority, which is great to see. Everything from small kitchen renos through to new robotic dairies, as you can see here, there, visitors accommodation, new sheds, etc., etc., etc. So that's great to see, and we encourage that. And we, again, King Islanders out there that are contemplating development of their properties and their assets or subdivision or whatever under the new planning scheme, come and talk to us, and let's try and advance your ambitions and your plans, and do whatever's in our respective interests. We'll move on. Any other questions relating to DAs, or we can move into service requests received. We had 14 service requests for March, a little bit below average, and a backlog of 15 as of last month as well. We'll move on to the next section, procurement reporting. What's not listed on the procurement reporting is the new community car, which has been ordered and should hopefully be delivered soon from Toyota Australia. So it's not far away. We'll proceed into the actions list, the crowd favourite from page 42 onwards. And again, any discretion of any councillor to ask a question or discussion at that.
Through you, Mr Mayor, can I ask the Deputy Manager how we're going with our favourite park?
So I can confirm that we have signed the DSEP library lease, so waiting for that to be executed by them. I have forwarded the revised draft lease to the RSL. Both of those are conditions precedent to the transfer. So DSEP are indicating that their transfer is basically ready to go once that is, but I haven't heard from the Surveyor's General's office, so I'm cautiously optimistic that that's kind of all in train, but definitely the survey's been completed and submitted, and DSEP have been in communication with me, and we've finalised the subleases, so that's there's movement, slowly but surely, tracking in the right direction.
Thanks.
All right, we'll continue to work our way through the actions list. Some of these items have been workshopped as of only last week. Others remain works in progress, and obviously as each, essentially this is a a tracker on council resolutions and questions that are asked without notice by councillors. So when an issue is completed or an item is delivered or closed off, it's removed from the actions list altogether. So you'll notice that the action list has shortened by a couple of pages in recent months, which is progress. And the latest hub fees have gone up there too, our amendment to the hub fees, our simplification of the hub venue hire fees and reduction in costs to encourage greater usage. That's on page 52 there listed, which is good to see. And hopefully that will, as intended, attract greater usage of the hub and people that were, or community groups that were previously scared off for whatever reason. Hopefully this will bring them to the hub for whatever they want to use the hub for, which is what we want. Councillor Layla?
I just would like to say that the Narra Cooper Progress Association have received communication in regards to the contract for the jetty, so I'm looking forward to catching up on in regards to that project.
Yes, it's pity we don't have Nanda here tonight to answer any aspect, technical aspects of that. But
No, what I can say through you, the Mayor, is that the contract has now been signed by both parties.
Yes, so that was really clear.
Yeah, so as soon as the contract was signed, the first thing that Nanda said
He
was,
did.
I need to get in touch with Narra Cooper Progress
He
Association.
did,
We're going
he
to go
did.
down and meet with them to give
Yes,
you an update.
he
So
did.
that's
Yes,
coming.
so that was great.
all right, any more questions or discussion related to the actions list? Just confirming, it's been moved by Councillor Layla, seconded by Councillor Ira Cook. So if our councillors are satisfied, we'll go through and vote to receive this report. All those in favour? Carried unanimously. Over to item 14.3, community assistance grants. The responsible officer is Leah. We workshopped this only last week. Leah, at your discretion if you'd like to get anything off.
No, I guess it was discussed at the workshop. We've since got a quote in for the works at Unit 15 at Snodgrass Park, so that covers the amount. So yeah, taking this through.
All right, we'll get this moved and seconded, then we can go into further questions if required. Councillor Ira, you happy to move? Deputy Mayor, happy to second? Councillor Ira, over to you.
Yeah, regards the Pony Club, I reckon it's money well spent to get the younger ones a bit involved with some of the activities in the island, and I reckon definitely vote for that. And what was the other one, the Snodgrass Park? Well, yep, we're always after those types of accommodation, so yeah, I agree with both.
Yeah, thanks, Councillor Riley. Yeah, I think we've all noticed recently that the Pony Club has had seems to have had a very active summer and recent months. They've run additional courses, they've brought in some specialist instructors, and they've no doubt increased their membership. We can see that. So clearly the Pony Club is doing some great work and they're doing things right, and they've rejuvenated their own club, and their ambitions to go off the island and do this, what they propose is great to see. So it'll be nice for us to contribute towards that and acknowledge be part of the rekindling of their club and their recent success. That's great. And Snodgrass Park, we all know how important it is to us as a community on King Island. We have a lack of retirement villas on the island. We need more in the future, one way or another. And this minor contribution for the council will contribute to making one available again to be occupied. And the long wait list, someone satisfied on their long wait list. And in the future, again, via whatever resources might be available through grants or other mechanisms, because we don't have the money ourselves to do it, we would like to do more work and create more retirement villa dwellings via strata or title or whatever in Snodgrass Park, because there's real estate there at the moment that isn't being used for anything. But in the future, we'd like to see more retirement villas put in there and Snodgrass Park expanded to be able to cater for more retirees and keep them here on the island so they don't leave or whatever else. It's win-win arrangements. So, and I acknowledge the great work that Yvonne and the Snodgrass committee do to look after their assets, to look after their tenants, and to refurb those villas when residents move out or move on, perhaps, as they sometimes do. So, any other questions or discussion from councillors relating to this? Just confirming it's been moved by Councillor Oracle, seconded by the Deputy Mayor. If councillors are satisfied, we'll now go to a vote. All those in favour? Carried unanimously. Over to page 67. Right, so there being no further ordinary council meeting business, would somebody like to move us into closed council to transact the following? Deputy Mayor has moved, Councillor Ira Cook has seconded. All those in favour? Carried unanimously. The ordinary meeting is adjourned. I thank the public for attending. We'll take a quick break and back in 5 minutes. Thank you.